叫我介绍我要带着当地政策啊，我要参加了他们是立会来做一个总会议。
那可以看到有一些这个叫做附带的效应，做很好的。
他结婚的时候，
他另外叫做他们这次有个就是说人人太亏了，会有用这类似的会上更资源，所以今年也受这样子也去了不少，叫做市政资源。
Good afternoon, distinguished guests and fellow Rotarian. I will share the meeting's
Rotarian, please all rise for the four-way test. The four-way test of the thing to think, say, or do. First. Second. Third. Fourth. Thank you, please be seated. Rotary song. Introduction of visiting Rotarian guests. Guests, can we have the honor to have you introduce our guests?
Yes. Good afternoon. Let me introduce today's guests and speaker. We have a speaker, Douglas. And come from Canada, John. And James, John's son. Welcome you. No, son.
And Liberty Rotarians stand up and we can sing the Liberty Rotarian song.
There's all Rotary region. Oh, there's all Rotary region. We want to give you love and share. We are glad you're here today. So get back home to be with you. Because for all of that sin, and once more, you're here over Lord.
Also, I thank our fellow team who is in charge of the Moon Festival. And thank you for giving us report about our progress And also, he's in charge of our catering. Our units, it looks very nice. Next, I have to thank our PP here. He's in charge of the anniversary. And also last Friday, we had a meeting at Jimmy's house. We had a very perfect discussion about anniversary programs. Also, our community in Sunday, we have talked about our first outing. Thank you for that. And our potential member came yesterday night. I invited him to my house, and our parliamentarians, Lou and Simon and Jess, we have a nice meeting. And after 2 months, we may have a good news. Thank you for all. Thank you.
Now I'd like to tell us about exciting World Festival events.
Please and ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. I'm glad to report about our World Festival on September 11th evening. The board members make decision this year will change the dress to Dathong restaurant. Because in the nation of the whole crowd, we have been there several times. So all the members of our board. So that's why this year we must change to a new restaurant. Now it's very nice, and they have a very beautiful stage. So we have KTV, karaoke, and also we have some Dathong cha, some yen. But today I would like to invite all the members of Dathong Rotary Club. Each family will prepare one program. If not, we have a very serious penalty. Be careful. So anyway, you can talk a joke. You can have a short speech. You have to sing a song or any kind of program. Thank you. Prepare your time.
We'll see you Sunday, then 2 weeks later, right? Okay. Well, we have a board meeting happening next September the 8th after. So please, all the board members, please reserve your time. And so we have an invitation from Taipei, Rotary Club of Taipei about their charter anniversary event. So if anyone interested and would like to go, please reserve this. Now it's the important time. We have our Rotarian Edson. He happened to appear in this documentary film, which is the English name is Fight for the Justice. And I contacted him this morning, and they might show him in Taichung sometime soon. So I'm just have a brief. And next time when the movie is showing on the cinema, he will come in here and invite everyone to join. Our program. Can I have Aya to introduce our speaker today?
President Bayer and all these distinguished veterans and all guests. It's my great honor to introduce today's speaker, Mr. Douglas Habecker. I think many of our members knows him very well and for a long time. Just talk with Douglas, it should be over 20 years Yeah, it's really our old friend. And now I'd like to introduce Douglas' his personal education and experience. And Mr. Habecker, he got a BA journalism of East College. And he is a campus magazine author, publisher, editor-in-chief from 1994 until now. And he was the Taiwan former chairman. Currently, he is the board member. From 1994 to 2001, he was the Taiwan News Central Taiwan Bureau reporter and supervisor. He also the Brookfield Global Rehabilitation Service intercultural trainer from 2013 until now. Today, he will share his very good experience to enjoy the best of new and old Taiwan City. Now, ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome today's speaker, Douglas Habecker.
Thank you, Eric, for the nice introduction. I want to thank all the Rotarians here at Dathom扶輪社, including Rotarian Fire, and I see many old friends here today. I was just telling Rotarian Fire and Air that I believe, and Keys, of course, that I think the first time I attended this meeting here was in around 1994, 1995. So a very long time ago. And it's always a delight to come back and see old friends as well as make some new friends. So I was asking Rotarian Air what I should be speaking on, and he said, well, tell us some things that are fun or interesting to do in Taichung that are food-wise, of course, so anything that's related to food or other kinds of fun Taichung. So I kind of thought, well, you know, every time people ask me a similar question, usually I tend to think of places that are recent in Taichung. So today what I thought I would do is talk a little bit of, maybe some of you know my magazine and what we do, but some of you are not familiar with it. If you're not, I'm going to give you a little introduction about what we do and how we do it, and then I'm just going to give you a handful of my recommendations when it comes to starting with some places that have been around forever that many of you already know, but I just think they should be noticed because they've been here for so long, and that's something good. And then I'll talk about a few recent places that grab my attention. So let me just start by introducing Compass Magazine. Compass Magazine, well, myself actually. I have to introduce myself. I was born and raised in Taiwan. Many people, they say, how long have you lived in Taiwan? And I get tired of answering that question. I always say, in fact, when taxi drivers ask me, they say, how long have you been? I always say, 10几年. It's an easy answer because I'm afraid if I say 20年or 30年, then they will say, well, why is your Chinese so bad? But I have been here well over 30 years. Actually, it's probably close to 40 years. But I cheated because I was born in Taiwan, in Hualien. And my parents were missionaries here. As you can see, this is a picture of me from a very long time ago. And my parents and my sister. And so home has been home since 1980. It's a long time ago. And, you know, it's been really great. I was just talking to an American who just arrived in Taiwan with his family yesterday, and they're here to work with a company called Micron, over in Holy in the Zhongke Science Park. And you know, if you saw earlier when Eric shared my resume, one of the things I do is global relocation, which means when foreigners move to Taiwan or Taichung, I do usually a 2-day program with them to talk about cultural issues, Taiwan. I introduce Taiwan, Taiwan's culture and history, working culture, and of course we talk about the Taichung as well if they're moving here. And of course these Americans who just arrived in Taichung told me, they said, what a wonderful city this is. They were so impressed with Taichung. And they had already spent a year living in Tokyo, in Japan, and they said that already in 3 weeks that they have been in Taichung, they said they have made more friends, Taiwanese friends, than they had made in 1 year in Tokyo. So they were so impressed with the friendliness of the Taiwanese people and the helpfulness and the kindness, and they felt so at home here. So I'm always happy to hear that because Taichung has been my home since 1980, and over the years, people have asked me, they've said, why don't you move to Taipei? And I always say, well, I don't want to. I'd rather live in a better city, which is Taichung. So Taichung really is a special place, as you can tell, and I'm sure most of you would agree with that. So anyhow, Compass Magazine, as I think some of you already know, because I've spoken here before, Compass Magazine has been around since 1994, but in 1994 it was actually not a magazine. It was a newsletter. In fact, it started as a 4-page newsletter in English, only every 2 months for foreigners. But over time, we started to grow, we started to sell some advertising, and we found that more and more, not just foreigners were reading the magazine, but more and more Taiwanese people were reading the magazine. And so they liked our information. So eventually, in 1999, it became a full monthly magazine, but most importantly, we became a bilingual monthly magazine. So it's in English and Chinese. And I know that many of you have the opportunity to pick it up here every month, and I hope that you find it useful. So anyhow, we also have a website called TaiwanFun.com, which covers the whole island. And previously, we had 2 magazines, other magazines in Taipei and Kaohsiung. We no longer do those magazines because we felt it was just too much mafan, to use a good word, and we decided to focus on Taichung. We do have the website still, which is all of Taiwan. So today we do a magazine, and we do a map, and then we do the website. So what we do really is, today as we are, as notes here, we're Taichung's largest, and perhaps we could say only, city guide, free city guide magazine that comes out every month, tells you about where to go, what to do in English or Chinese. I'm not familiar with another magazine that's quite like our magazine in Taichung. And of course, our website is also very popular. We average 10 to 15,000 visits per day. Of course, we're widely read by Taiwanese and foreigners about where to go and what to do. When people ask me, what does Compass Magazine do? It's actually easier to say it in Chinese than English. I always just say, 吃喝玩乐, and that's it. And that's what we do. Nothing more, nothing less. But many people are very surprised to find out, too, though. They assume something, and they assume that most of our readers are foreigners. I've had so many Taiwanese friends say, oh, you know, 很好，你把台中介绍给外国朋友. But I always say, no, we're not. Actually, about 90% or more of our readers are Taiwanese. We've done surveys, and for some reason, the biggest group of our readers are 25 to 35-year-old Taiwanese 上班族 women. They really like reading our magazine, maybe because they like to go out a lot. So anyhow, that's a little bit about our magazine, what we do. As I said, 90% plus Taiwanese. And although most foreigners and foreign residents and visitors read us. And so anyhow, it's just some statistics about who our readers are. And so doing the magazine has many advantages. I think the number one thing is I get to try lots of great restaurants, big and small. You get to meet a lot of interesting owners. You get to get around, just get to meet a lot of people, and so we have in our magazine, we have what's new, and this is one of our oldest features. Every month we try to introduce the things that are new in Taichung, new restaurants, new stores. It doesn't have to only be a restaurant. It could be a new shop. It could be anything that's new. We have dining. We have a restaurant roundup, which is a roundup of a theme of different restaurants. Music, nightlife, cafes, tea houses, shopping, culture. Taichung City this month which is this section here, is in the magazine. It's actually sponsored by the Taichung Shizhengfu Xinwenju, the Information Bureau of Taichung City Government. They sponsor that, and they provide the information, and we help them promote the information about Taichung. Of course, we have many listings. You know, we have a Zhinan in our magazine with restaurants and shops and other things if you're looking for information. We have What's On, which is about what events are going on this month. And of course, we have other things like What's Cooking, is about restaurant specials and offers and things like that. So it's very similar. The model here is very similar to what you would find if you go to America, you go to Hawaii, you know, where my mother's from, or where there's many tourists. You go anywhere in the world, even Shanghai, Hong Kong, have many magazines that are similar to this. So the biggest question I get asked, though, is what's your favorite restaurant in Taichung? I get asked this all the time. And people assume, I guess, because I do a magazine like Compass, they assume that I have a favorite restaurant. Well, to be honest, it's an impossible question to answer, because first of all, I would be very reluctant to say, oh, that restaurant's my favorite. There's all the other restaurants, and they're all good. And the other thing is, I'm very easy to please with food. I like almost everything I eat. I think that's probably good, but I would probably make a bad restaurant reviewer, because I would say every restaurant is wonderful. But I do have many favorite restaurants. I think, to me, what's the most special about a restaurant or any business is the story behind the restaurant. And I really believe if you look at a successful business, any business, not just a restaurant business, it doesn't matter if it's Apple Computers or it's a little tiny restaurant on the sidewalk here in Taichung. Stories are interesting to people, and a business that has a good story usually can succeed very well, because people are interested in a story. You know, when you think of Apple, of course you think of good products, but you think of Steve Jobs, right? He's the face, he's the story. And when you look at restaurants and other businesses behind here in Taichung, so many of them have very interesting stories behind them. So that's what I think of. I think of the food, of course, and the atmosphere, but I also think of the story. So I just want to, like I said earlier, I want to share a little bit, just some places that I think have good stories. Some of them are really old, and I'm sure you've eaten there before, and some of them are. Obviously, Taichung is always changing, and probably one of our biggest challenges is trying to keep up. That's why we have a What's New section. But even our What's New section is just a tiny little bit of what's going on in Taichung. Hopefully an important part, but or an interesting part, but it's just a little part. The restaurant business here is very, very dynamic. It's constantly changing. I'm always shocked. It doesn't matter if the economy is really great or not so good or even terrible. You will still see new restaurants opening every month in Taichung, and of course everywhere in Taiwan. Of course, you also see many restaurants closing, and so that's what I mean by it's dynamic. It's always changing. Businesses come, businesses go, but that keeps it interesting, I think. So Taichung people, I think, are relatively cosmopolitan. They have an international mindset. They like to try new things. You have also in Taichung a fairly large international community. You have foreigners, like I said, there's people working here for high-tech companies. There's people here who have been here for decades, you know, like Keith and myself. There's others who are coming and going all the time. So that, and of course, Taichung offers restaurant owners other benefits, such as lower operating costs. I know that many foreigners and Taiwanese who want to open their first restaurant start in Taichung, mainly because their costs are a lot cheaper than Taipei. When it comes to finding a place to rent, or even buying a place, your salaries and all those things are significantly lower here. But Taichung people are still fairly international in their tastes. And that's not true for all of Taiwan. I've had many restaurant owners, for example, tell me that southern Taiwan tends to have a different sort of, you need to really push harder to promote international dining in, say, places like Kaohsiung or Tainan than in Taichung or Hsinchu or Taipei. So there's a little bit of a difference there. And I think Taichung's a really wonderful place to do business like this, and many people have. Obviously, when I talk to restaurant owners here in Taichung, always talking, we always say location, location, location. are the three most important things. And of course, that still is true here. And you have to be very, very careful. It's amazing. I was talking just a few days ago on Sunday to the founder, the guy who started Fatty's restaurant, Hans餐厅. Now, he's no longer in that restaurant. He sold it. But he told me, he said, you know what, we're talking about how in Taichung there's so many streets where one side of the street is just really, really successful and busy, and you just walk across the street and there's nothing going on that side. People don't want to cross the street. They will go on one side, but they won't go on the other side. So, you know, the location has to be very, very, you must be very careful about where the location is. Obviously, I know many Taiwanese are very concerned about parking. So parking is always a concern. Rental costs. Staff turnover is a big challenge in Taichung. I don't know about Taipei, but restaurant owners tell me staff is always turning over. It's hard to keep staff. And of course, the challenge too is to always, people want fresh and fashionable. So you can have a very successful restaurant, but if you're not constantly doing new things, fresh things, people will go off to the new places, the fresh places, and that's the way the crowd goes. And so restaurants that have been here a long time always need to have this challenge. And of course, promotion. How do you promote your business? So anyhow, that's just some overview. So some Taichung old timers. You might know this guy. Maybe he's even been here before. But I always point him out because he was the very first ever foreigner to open a restaurant in Taichung. His name is Eric Bruce, and he's from New Zealand. He opened his first restaurant in 1993, and it's called Fingas. And Fingas has had several restaurants in Taichung. They had an Italian restaurant. I remember for a while they were over at I think they were over at Zhongyou for a while in the basement, and they were over at Taichung Shangri Homes Mansion. They had a restaurant over there, but they still have they moved their main restaurant over to Shangshang South Road, and they're there. And of course, he started by making homemade sorbet ice cream, sorbet is like gelato ice cream that's made out of juice. Sandwiches, pizza, pasta, Tex-Mex, general Western dining. And I think it's amazing in Taichung if you can stay open for that long. That's what 23 years. That's amazing for Taiwan, a restaurant that's been around that long. So when I see a restaurant that's been around this long, I think these guys know what they're doing. They're doing something right, and they have great customer loyalty, and they're good business people and good cooks. So Fingas is one that always jumps out at me. And Derek himself has a lot of great stories, and he really understands the business. If you ever want to talk to somebody about the local restaurant business, he's a great guy to talk to. Another one that strikes me that Papa Mia is right across the street over there on Gongxing Road. I remember when Papa Mia opened in 1995. Now this is very interesting because this restaurant started with 3 partners. And all 3 partners now have gone their own ways and started different businesses that are all very successful in their own. You have Yan Shifu Ada, and I think of this place because my brother-in-law, who used to be an investment banker, told me that he thought their thin crust pizza was the best he'd ever had anywhere in the world. Anywhere, Europe, North America, anywhere. He thought the pizza was just amazing. So, and of course, I'm sure you have your own judgments on that, but that to me is high praise. Now, one of Vegas' former business partners at Papa Mia, who went off to their own thing, started Papa Mio, this one more different, and she's very well known too. It's Li Shifu, Justine, and she's gone on to start Fleur de Sel, fresh restaurant, and then we have Tapas One, which used to be an independent restaurant. Now it's upstairs at Papa Mio, but I think hopefully in the future they will reopen Tapas One. So she's done Italian, French, and Spanish. And what strikes me about her is that she and her staff travel overseas at least once a year to go study they go to Europe, they spend time there, they try food, they learn new recipes, and they bring that food back to Taiwan. And I think that's great for Taiwan diners. Of course, pizza, pasta, Italian, fine French dining, and of course, fine Spanish dining. So Fleur de Sel is certainly one of the best French restaurants in Taichung. So I would highly recommend anything that she does. Now, from Papa Mia, the third partner, who used to be Papa Mia, is Wang Jiaping, or Jiping, as everybody knows him. And he started a restaurant that's very well known too, called K2 China Xiaohuayong, and also a private dining restaurant called J Ping, which is right next door, but it's a kind of a private restaurant. And so he's very creative. He knows what he's doing. I'm sure that some of you have eaten at his restaurants. I think the good thing about China is that maybe the local Italians go to this restaurant to eat because they like the food. And to me, that's important. If the Italians like food there, then it must be good food. And, you know, he likes to travel every year overseas and explore. And when I saw him about 3 months ago, he said he had just come back from Sardinia, the island of Sardinia, where he was studying how to make Sardinian cuisine. And he was bringing those dishes to Taichung. That's wonderful, because how many Taichung people, including me, have ever tried Sardinian food? I didn't even know what Sardinian food was. And so I did have a very special cheese, but I won't talk about that. So anyhow, you know, a great example of a successful restaurant and a great chef. Now, one other one, of course, if you've been to Little Italy, which has since then opened another restaurant called Little Fiesta, which is Texas-style barbecue. I'm not quite sure when they opened, sometime around 1997. John, the founder, I don't know, actually, to be honest, I'm not sure how involved he is with the restaurant anymore. But this is what we call American-style Italian dining, and the restaurants are beautiful. One thing about Italy is his restaurants are all very nice. This is his brand over here behind Domino department store on, I think, Zhonghua Road. And it's a beautiful place. And his Little Fiesta is Texas-style barbecue. And when I talked to Roger, I was amazed, because this guy loves food. He knows food. He lived in Minnesota. And not only did he bring a smoker, you know, to smoke the meat, he brought that back from Texas. He brought his own mesquite wood back from Arizona. He imports the wood that he uses in the barbecue, and he makes his own barbecue sauce by hand. And to me, that shows a great commitment to making authentic Texas barbecue. In fact, even in Texas, they don't use sauce. But he wanted to do the sauce, but he knows that much about what the different barbecues are. So his stuff is good. I highly recommend it. Okay, so newcomers. What are some new places? You know, people say, what are some of the new places that are happening here in Taichung? This place is very interesting. It's called, how would you pronounce this? My French friends told me I was mispronouncing. Anyhow, I would say the least, but I'm probably saying it wrong. Anyhow, it's a wonderful, cute little French restaurant. What strikes me is the owner is French, and there's two partners, a French and Taiwanese. And besides the owners, there's a chef. There's a picture of him, Axel. He's from France as well. And they have it's a small, cute restaurant with a nice garden outside. And they started making desserts, really nice French-style desserts. But now they're doing fine dining. It's mainly Southern French and Mediterranean fine dining. I think you'll hear more about these guys as we go along, because they seem to be very aggressive. They want to keep expanding Taichung. But I think it's wonderful we have a foreign chef coming here and making this kind of offering, this kind of cuisine. So that's one I've noticed recently. This one grabbed my attention too. It's called Bistro Horizon, and it's located right near the Science Museum, not too far from Splendor Hotel. And it's two partners, Chan, and he's half Japanese, and we have Jed, who is from the Philippines, and they're friends, and they met at graduate school in the U.S., and they are providing this description: creative French-Japanese fusion with an Italian twist, which sounds complicated, but it's actually quite good. It's not. It's fairly simple, but very good, and it's a nice little cute hangout near the Science Museum. So I enjoy talking to those guys. They're young. They want to do something different here in Taichung. I thought, oh, great, more power to them. I think it's a nice place to start. One other one. This one's totally different. You know, we've been talking about fine dining a lot tonight. We got this lunch. Here's one that's not fine. It's called Big Steve's Hamburger. And Big Steve, Steve Young, that's a picture of him there. He is from Taichung. He was born in Taichung. He grew up in Taichung. He emigrated to the United States. He moved to Los Angeles, and he worked there as a general contractor, you know, putting up buildings and shopping malls and residential for 30 years. Now he decided he wanted to come back to his old hometown so that his children could get some education and exposure to Taiwan culture. So he really thought that, I don't know if any of you are from California, but or been to California. He loves, there's a California hamburger chain called In-N-Out Burger. Everybody loves In-N-Out Burger. It's a very unique burger. He basically copied their sauce and their recipes. And so I've had many American friends who went there and said, this tastes just like In-N-Out Burger. So if you like In-N-Out Burger, you want to try In-N-Out Burger, that's his style. And it's, you can see it's kind of an American diner style. Very relaxed, and it seems to be very popular with foreigners and Taiwanese. But again, I love the story. You know, he's not a restaurant person, but he loves cooking. He came back to Taichung. He's opened this place called Big Steve's Hamburgers. This one's equally unique, also quite cheap but good. It's called Dong Dong Cup Bap, and you might wonder what's Cup Bap. Cup Bap, I've learned, is cup rice. It's a Korean cup rice, and so if you go to Korea, many people, it's a little bit like their Korean style pindang or box lunch, but it comes in an American style. If you go to America and order Chinese takeout food, it comes in a very special white box that you open at the top. They use the same kind of box, and their food is very authentic because the owner is a couple. The woman is Korean, the husband is Taiwanese. And I found that they met on an airplane flying between Taiwan and Korea long time ago. She was a student studying at university in Taiwan, and he was on business. And he asked her to help. He asked her to help him with some suitcases. They started talking. They fell in love. They got married, and now they have two kids that are grown up who are helping at the restaurant. They're half Taiwanese, half Korean, and they've opened this very authentic Korean style. It's like street food here in Taichung, behind the Gap store next to Seoul. Yeah. So it's it's fun. This one's special too. Warmish Russian home cuisine. Now, many of you maybe have tried Russian food, but probably most of you have never really eaten a lot of Russian food. This owner is very interesting. The couple is, the man is Taiwanese and the woman is from Russia. And they met in India, in Goa, India. She was working for travel agency, and his dad was a Chinese medicine doctor in Goa, India. And they met there, they fell in love. They got married, they moved back to Taichung and opened a restaurant. They started what they call Russian holiday food. I guess in Russia, this is the kind of food they eat for their holidays. Like here in Taiwan, we do barbecue at Feng Qiujie. But they have different holidays, and these are some of the dishes that they offer. It's mostly set meals, but it's very Russian home-style cooking. It's a cute little restaurant, not too far from, right off of Main, so not too far from the Arby's. And I think it's just nice that this Taiwanese-Russian couple has come here and created this Russian environment here in Taichung. So that's another new one, or fairly new one, that grabbed my attention. This one I think is really cute too. Alfredo Ristorante Italiano. This couple is from Sicily, in the very island, the very center of Italy. And their cuisine is authentic Sicilian cuisine. You know what in Chinese is Sicilia cuisine. And it's not like a lot of the cuisine they would have. In fact, you may recognize, you know, if you go to many Italian restaurants, they have a fully pizza called the calzone. In Sicily, they don't bake the calzone, they fry it. They deep fry it, and they eat a giant donut full with cheese and tomatoes and meat. It's pretty good, actually. But I think it's really funny that I've taken northern people from Milan and Rome and northern Italy. I've taken them to this restaurant, and they've never had this food before. Northern Italians have never tried this because it's from Sicily. So it's pretty fun that, you know, here's a very unique kind of variation on everybody's, oh, I know Italian food. this is a different Italian food. And I just think it's great. This Sicilian couple has come to Taichung to open a restaurant serving this special cuisine. So you can go there and check it out. It's actually right near Jinchang Road. And between Jinchang and Dongxing Road, you could walk there from here, actually. One or two more. This one, amazing seafood. This is over actually, not downtown, it's over there in Ottawa. But the owner's Taiwanese, and she's just a young Taiwanese woman who went to study at Arizona State University in the United States for 4 years. While she was in Arizona, she fell in love with Louisiana, New Orleans style seafood. She thinks it's great. I've never had this. They put a plastic table. They dump all the seafood on the table, and you eat it with your hands. They give you a shotao, like a glove, and you just you wear a bib. They give you a bib to wear, so you won't get messy, and you just eat everything with your hands. You put in lobster and crab and clams and mussels and vegetables, and they just fry it up and put it on the table, and everybody just grabs it. It's fun. It's a lot of fun. You like a child. But it's, I think the story again is great because here's this young woman who went there to study something else. She fell in love with this kind of food in Arizona, and then she learned to make it, and then she's opened a restaurant here in Taichung serving this kind of Louisiana, New Orleans style food here, right here in the city. So very special. I took some friends there about 3 weeks ago and I loved it. Okay, so I don't want to just pretend that Compass Magazine is about food. So I thought I would introduce the other things. You know, one of the things I find that in the past, I was a little bit, I felt like Taichung lacked some healthy fun that the whole family would enjoy. You know, children, adults, whole family, teenagers. Sometimes I don't feel like there's a lot of that in Taichung. Obviously, Pokemon is not my idea of fun. So there's other things people can do. Here's a couple. I see more and more of this business. This one is mini golf. I think Taiwan should have had mini golf 30 years ago because people like to golf. But mini golf, as you know, I think most of you know, is very popular in America and very popular in Europe. And this one's in the basement. It's huge. And if you've never played mini golf, you have many different obstacles, and you have to get so many chances to put the golf ball into the hole, and it can be very tricky. And anyone from the age of 5 years old all the way to adults can enjoy this. It's a lot of fun. And this one was opened by a French guy here in Taichung, and his name's Alex. And it's 18 holes. And it takes about an hour to play through the 18 holes. And I've gone there with Taiwanese, foreign friends, children, adults, everyone. And it's good, healthy fun. Even if it's raining outside, you can go there and enjoy it. It's opened fairly recently. Now, I will say this owner is going to also open the largest laser tag course, using laser. They have one in Taipei. They can open a big one here in Taichung, hopefully in the fall. So that'll be another kind of fun that Taichung people can have. Go with their families or friends or colleagues. I think people are having a good time. This one, it's called Ninja Factory Trampoline Park. And if you know trampoline, in Chinese we say a qiao. And this one is also in the basement on Taiwan.com, and it's opened by a guy from Chile. Chilean, he's South American, and it's 1,985 square meters. It's huge, and they have 8 different areas, and you can bounce around. And it's good for ages 2. Children as young as 2 can go there, all the way up to adults. And he has this Ninja Warrior obstacle course for teenagers and adults. You can play. It's like on TV. There's in America, it's very popular. An obstacle course. And timing to see how fast you can do it. Well, they have a course like that here, but then they also have many other areas that you can play at. Here's the owner. So I think it's special that not just restaurants, but you have people from all over the world, Chile, France, coming to Taichung specifically, open these kinds of businesses. And I think you're going to see more and more of this in Taichung. You look at all this. You look at these restaurant owners, Sicilians, Chileans, French, from all over the world. You realize that Taichung is actually a very international place. There actually is a lot to do here. It's never boring. I was telling you, you can never be bored in Taichung. So that's just a quick sampling of what Taichung has. But I'm sure that if I come back 3 months down, I would have more interesting stories of places that have opened here in Taichung. But I will end by today just telling you, if you want to sample everything in Taichung, I'll do a little walkout for myself. In October 29 and 30, every year, the Compass has an International Food and Music Festival. This year we're moving over to the Cao. Usually we're on the Meishu the RBC here. This year they're doing instruction over there. So we're moving into the Cao between Qingdao and Qimei. We're kind of near where the jazz festival is. But we'll be over there. We'll have about 60 or 70 booths from restaurants all over Taichung. We'll have live music from Taichung. And our goal is to promote Life Magazine, to promote Taichung Shide Wanle. That's the whole goal of this event. And we usually average between 15,000 and 20,000 people over 2 days. So it's a lot of fun. Foreign and Taiwanese friends come and enjoy themselves. It's all to help Taichung and promote Taichung to others. So that's about all I have for now. I hope that you will get out and enjoy everything Taichung has to offer when it comes to restaurants, cafes, shopping, bars. Support Taichung's local businesses. They have invested a lot to do these businesses. I want to see them succeed. I want to see more businesses come. And so I think it's up to us as a customer to get out there and support these businesses, to make them our business, to promote them to our friends. And of course, I always tell them you read about it in Compass Magazine. Thank you very much. Any questions? Yes.
当你并so long, how much approximately Metro China operations?
You know, it's a tricky question. I get asked this quite a bit. I think if you were to just, and this is a really rough, unofficial estimate, but if my business partner I've discussed this, if you were to look at Westerners, I would say roughly about 5,000 in Taiwan. But of course, you have a huge Japanese community here. You've got people from many other Asian countries that perhaps I'm not counting in that. And of course, about foreigners, are quite out here too. So anyhow, I would say for, when people foreigners, people from Western countries. Yeah. Good. Any other questions? Yes.
Your program on the
Thank you for reminding me. People who enjoy the magazine. Also, I have a weekly radio show on every Sunday, from 4 to 5 o'clock, and it's bilingual, and basically, we talk about the same things we talk about in the magazine. We talk about special events, restaurants, things to do that are coming up. In fact, this afternoon I have to go record a show about that later on. We always talk about things. So I hope you'll listen to me, listen to the show. And for those of you who like music from the 70s and 80s, that's all I think. So yeah. Any other questions?
Okay, thank you for speaking such an exciting speech. And I have President Lai to present our appreciation by speaking today. Only about sentence reports. I have Jimmy. I
Hi, today we got 19 people of our union and a busy Rotarian one person and guests, 2 guests. And the total is 70, so this is not quite good. We can tell everybody to come to showing.
Thank you all very much. Thank you.
I'll just say that we have a meeting happening next week, and it's topic of development of the fuel and hygiene application in a vehicle. Also, don't forget we have one meeting after that. Okay. Now it's President Habecker.
Thank you. Have a good day.
来做啊，来中移动到位，其他人来转家，跟下来在台做上手，但是其他人家就是阿米啊，人哋咪說。 继续哈，信息我爸是高兴，这个好的万千千个，这个万啊，咱来来这边继续。大概看手个大手就顺咯。这个有 无太人的计谋，我也最近的咯。为这个人就好，伊爱做做的话，伊这可以的话，伊就会去求在伊下面教习规矩，就毛大伊随一拢平衡，爱人就唔是安尼，左边不风吹错，所以心怀是爱个上帝圣产，伊当个为了最近就要为了，伊对伊阿要得咯，就上帝的确就一条路。咱三甲来谈咱的事业，就是就会第一面，加三甲为啥做为来啊？你嘛是你好，要爱你相应，多多爱你行公义，心里面也比较的上帝三行。